Many years ago, when I was a child, I came to children's show with my mama. I was like 4 or 5 years old. It was winter, Novosibirsk. And after this show in Opera House, we were waiting for taxi. It was like small queue of ladies with children and men, so families. And the taxi came one after another. And what was interesting in that, so my mama was holding me, and we were in that queue, in that small queue, and every time we came to the taxi, these families with men, they pushed us physically and came inside taxi in front of us. So, and nobody cared that we also were in the queue, and nobody cared about another lady, about another child. So everyone was so much busy with his own family. But what was interesting also, that there was no need to behave like an animal. I will not be afraid to use this word animal, because only animal cannot take care about the regular someone who is next to you. So I want to say in this video that society where I grew up, Siberian society, it was 80s, was rather cruel. I do not live there any longer. I do not know what's going on there, but I am not sure that people became more generous in their heart. And it is New Year, and it's like New Year days now, and I remembered that story, and I think that these people, these ladies and guys who did like that, cruel against my mama and me, they are old now, they have pension, and they want society to take care about them. They say, like old people say, that they need care, and it is true. When we are becoming old, we need care. So obviously, when they did like that, they were feeling in strong position. They were not feeling that they will be old one day and someone will have to take care about them. It is very, my friends, sad story, New Year sad story. But it is true. So, we expect in our society young people to be generous. But you know what? There is a saying in Eastern world, in Arabic world, there is a saying, don't beat the child, because the child will grow up. And you know, they don't know how will life be for you. So maybe I do not translate this perfectly, but the meaning is like that you should not beat a child. Unfortunately, in society where I grew up, to children was rather cruel attention, even from families and from other people. So, unfortunately, not everyone in my family had parents, and life was not easy for people in my family that didn't have parents, and you cannot predict sometimes your future. So what I wish you, just not to be cruel, especially without need. So what my mama did, she took me and we came maybe 10-15 minutes, 10-15 meters from this taxi point, and we stopped another taxi, and finally we got our place. But these men that were aggressive and pushed us, they were so aggressive that none of the taxi drivers also said, just the lady with the child, with another child in front of you. So nobody cared. Nobody cared about the lady and the child. And what I see now, I get some messages from the place where I used to live in my country before I came here. And I also hear the stories that people are rather cruel to small children. So, my friends, as for me, nowadays, When I look at old people, and sometimes they need help, or they need to be seated in the bus, they need um, help to cross the road, they need sometimes help in the shop to put their things what they bought in the, how it's called, in the plastic bag. And if I see, I always help. But I always think how good you were when you were young, how good you were to another people's children. Were you kind? You want now someone to be kind to you, but how were you? Fortunately, I didn't notice it in the area where I live now, that people are so crazy and are so cruel. Thanks God. But what I have seen, what I experienced like a child, was far from to be good. So it was my memory from childhood, the memories of Siberia when I was a child, memories of the city of Novosibirsk next to Opera House in the city center.